What is going on, guys? We've got some of the nicest coaches in the world coming and going here at the Motorcoach Store. And today we found Newell Coach 1648. This is a 2019 P50 quad slide, bath and a half, with only 43,000 miles. And this coach is available for $1,444,444. And when we look at the Newell Coach market, you'll see other 2019s on the market priced for significantly more. And the new Newell coaches are around $2.5 million. So to get a coach with only 43,000 miles, current body style, for $1 million less than new, having this coach available immediately is a tremendous value. And this is a very tastefully designed coach from the exterior to the interior, with the silver and blue colors, with the white pinstripes. It's a very desirable paint scheme. And Newell Coach has the largest slide rooms in the industry. You'll notice they're curved, the rounded edge, the paint job comes through that slide room, and having those larger slide rooms is going to give us more room when we're inside the coach. Now, Newell Coach does lead the Class A industry in towing capacity, does have a 25,000 pound towing capacity. It's got the Cummins X15 with 605 horsepower. There's a side look at that engine. You can see this big commercial grade high flow pressure washer. And we've got a simple switch right here, and then it also has a deionized water system to make washing your coach easy. And these front and rear caps are Porsche designs. So this is one of the best looking motor coaches on the market. And you'll notice all of the details, like the way they bring the paint job through this mesh grille. There's a small drop shadow, a lot of detail work. You'll notice some marbling in this stripe. Just incredible, the amount of detail. And then above the license plate, there's a button where we can release the engine hatch, and then you have easy access to that X15. If you need to switch a belt, if you need to air up one of your tires, you have a air hose with an air doubler, easy access to your fuel filter. You'll notice the different marker lights. Newell does a great job with all of the lighting inside and outside of this coach. And you'll notice we've got those RGB underglow lights on right now. We can change those to different colors. We have a compartment here for the 50 amp short cord. One thing that Newell Coach does that no one else in the Class A industry is doing is the active steer tag axle. That tag axle will actively steer. It's not a passive steer like we see in a lot of the other production motorhomes. When you go into reverse and you turn that steering wheel, it's going to make it much easier backing into tight areas or campsites. We have a 200-gallon diesel fuel tank. You can see we have a camera on the fuel bay door there to make it easy to line up with the fuel pump. It's got that stainless finish, and then you can see that light up there, making it easy to see if you're fueling up at night. And then here's a look at the plumbing bay. We have a manifold system. It's your Headhunter Mach 5 water pump, as well as an auxiliary water pump. And then you can see the fresh and waste holding tanks back there. It does come standard with a 143-gallon freshwater tank and a 143-gallon black and gray combined waste tank. This compartment is going to house the cooling system for the generator bay, as well as the DI bottles. And this does have a 20 kW generator, so it needs that big cooling system. Now, we do have the slide rooms out. A lot of times when you see videos on Newell coaches, when we film the exteriors, we do it with the slide rooms in, just because it's a lot easier to access these bays without having to get under the slide rooms. But I want to show you guys what it's really like accessing these bays with the slide rooms out. Usually when you're camping, you're going to have those rooms out, so this is a little more realistic. So there is a little bending down to get underneath this bay, but then we do have the remotes. Press one switch to bring that out. You can see it's all lined with carpet. You have a stainless strip, and then it's going to have a Dometic cooler on the other side. We'll show you that in a moment. And then there is a backup switch if for some reason the remote isn't working. And then there's a Velcro on the back of this remote, so when we're done using that, we can just slap that on the carpet there and it'll stay in place. This is going to be the first full pass-through bay, cargo bay. You'll notice that the light turned on when we opened that bay, so lots of lighting again. And then we can see the original Newell coach owner's manuals. This is kind of the bin that comes with the coach. 1648 extra parts, filters, stuff that you're going to need. And then you can see that big industrial grade power washer wand and power washer hose. hose. And there's a few spots that you can plug in that power washer hose in the front of the coach and the rear of the coach. So if you just want to get the bugs off the front, you can set that up front. And again, I can just slap that remote under there, and you'll notice that cool lighting around the windows as well. We can change that RGB lighting to all different colors. And when we look on the VIN plate here, you'll see the last 4 of the VIN is 1648. That's a cool thing about the Newell coaches, is they all have a VIN plate up in this front area, and the last 4 are the coach number. In this front bay, we've got twin air compressors. And then we have a little button here where we can unlatch the generator bay door. We've got that all glass front end, and then inside of this quiet box here is the big 20 kW generator. You can see that's on airbags, very clean. It looks like a fire extinguisher or fire suppression system up there. And I mentioned a moment ago a spot for your pressure washer. This is a quick connect that you can hook up your pressure washer hose to. And again, on the P50, this is going to be a Porsche designed front cap, so the European style mirrors up top and a very cool aggressive nose. And we've got some lights on as well. I'm going to turn some of these lights on to show these off. We're inside of a building, so you'll be able to see them a little bit, but when you're at an RV resort at night and a Newell coach is all lit up with all that cool lighting, it really makes an impression. And all those lights really shine bright at night. And then we do have a doorbell. It does have a camera out here if you want to look outside of the coach and see who's ringing your doorbell. This does have the 365 steer tires, which are going to give it a very nice ride. Some of the other Class A motorhomes out there are going to be on 315s, or the 365, you're going to have a bigger footprint there, a bigger contact with the road. And these are close to 60,000 pounds. So you want to have as much contact with the road as possible. So gives it a much smoother ride having that more rubber under your steer axle. And here's the other side of that full pass-through bay. This slide tray will come out to both sides. We can see that power washer one we were looking at earlier. And then this bay is going to have the Dometic cooler on this power slide tray. There is a remote here as well, but if you can't find the remote, you can get this out by pressing a button down here. You can see that nice Dometic cooler, and you can set your temperature on both sides. So if you want to have 2 coolers or 2 freezers, you can do that either way. And then this is going to be electronics bay. It's going to house those twin Outback inverters, a lot of the breaker boxes back there. This is going to be the other side of the plumbing bay. We have a TV out here with this dust cover to cover up that Sony TV. And there is a fresh water fill on this side for that 143 gallon tank. Fill that up from both sides. The other side of the diesel fuel tank, you could fill the diesel fuel on both sides, and then your house battery bank with those Lifeline AGMs. So a lot of heavy duty equipment out here, but the interior of this coach is something to get excited about. So let's take a look at inside. And this does have an air door, so you can just press a button. If you got groceries or your hands full and you don't want to jack around, you can just press that button. You can see these executive steps will come out. And these executive steps are much more robust than the other automatic steps you'll see on other production motorhomes. You can see I can jump on this, won't even budge this motorhome. And then you'll notice this beautiful tile entryway. We've got different color RGB lighting. We can change that lighting. You know, if you want to have it green, yellow, we've got options. It's just beautiful tile work. And then this is real carbon fiber right here. You know, it's a lot of cost that goes into that. You have real carbon fiber here behind your light switches and AC vents. So many little details. As we come in the entryway, you can just see the stitching, all of the different materials. So the interior of this Newell coach does not feel like a motorhome at all. This is more like a luxury condo, and I love what they did with the ceiling design here. We have a large, like a wooden plank going through the middle of the coach. You'll notice that accent lighting that we can change colors. There's no mirrors in this coach, no high gloss reflective finishes. The matte finish on the cabinets give it like a modern Montana minimalistic vibe in this coach. And we've got the 2 recliners with the opposing sofa, and then there is a TV on a televator behind the sofa with outlets and USB ports that will pop up on both sides. And then the sofa does turn into sleeping as well. It is a pull-out sleeper sofa, and this is what they call a blade ottoman. It can be used as a coffee table with that piece, but then you can take that off and maybe use it, slide it down here to maybe use as a seat, and then you can also store stuff in it. It's all lined with carpet. A nice versatile ottoman there that has several different purposes, and you can slide that around the coach. And on that note, we also have this driver console that works great while you're going down the road, but with the two recliners, I think this works perfectly to slide that in between your two recliners. We're using this for water bottles right now, but now you have a spot to set your drink by the recliners, and then you get that piece out of the way of your entryway. Now, one of the cool things about Newell coaches is we can spin these chairs around, and then now your captain's chairs will become part of your living area. And I love the two-tone leather with the diamond stitching, with the perforated leather. Then it's got the cream color piping and like a gray color leather. And then we can also turn around the captain's chair as well. This is an air seat, so it really changes the feel when we turn these two captain's chairs around. So you can comfortably seat, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, with the ottoman, maybe 12 people in this front area. And with all of the headroom in this coach, it makes it much more comfortable to have a lot of people. You've got a little more air space, and Newell coach does have the leading headroom in the Class A industry, and then also the tallest slide rooms in the Class A industry. These are valid slide rooms, so I can stand up completely inside of this slide room. I'm 6'2", still a couple inches of space, and having that extra headroom in the slide room also makes for more height in your storage. So you're gonna have taller cabinets, getting more interior space for storage. And when we open these cabinets, it's extremely clean, all lined with carpet, very well lit, and I'm always impressed with the quality of that Newell coach cabinetry. Such a high-end feel to it. We have a GE microwave and a beautiful tile backsplash that reminds me of a rustic mountain estate, and then the cream color countertops, and then we have a cooktop cover that matches the cream color countertops with a nice pattern in it that'll cover that Wolf induction cooktop, and then the sink has a same cover, and it's that Blanco, very high-end style sink. And when you look at how precise the gaps are, like on this sink cover, extremely precise. Does have a second spigot for drinking water, some good drawer space. Here's a spot for trash receptacles, and they've got that really cool lighting below the countertops, and we can change that color again. Here it is in green, red. Below the sink is going to be a residential style garbage disposal, because it has that combined waste holding tank, and you can chop up some vegetables or throw stuff down that sink, run it through that residential garbage disposal like you would at home, and then it's going to go into that holding tank where the rest of the waste is. But I don't know of any other Class A motorhomes that have that feature. Here we have a very large, deep drawer, and then a Fisher Paykel dishwasher below. And again, more drawer space because of the height of this slide room. We're getting lots of deep storage. You can notice it's probably 2 or 3 feet. And we did do a video with our buddy Phil over at Newell Coach where he brought a tape measure in one of these coaches and measured all of the storage. It was just incredible when you add up all the storage, how much there is. Here we have a perfect spot for a coffee maker. It's got the Keurig in place. And then this is what they like to call the coma cabinet with those signature Newell Coach wine glasses and cocktail glasses, and these are set up so that they won't rattle while going down the road. No glasses missing. I like to see that. That's a sign of a responsible owner that's not overindulging and losing glasses. Every now and then you'll be in a coach where it's missing a glass or two. And then we've got some good storage below the coffee bar, cocktail bar area. It's got this cutout here for wine bottles so that they're not rattling while you're going down the road, all lined with carpet. Very impressive craftsmanship. And this is a great floor plan with your booth on the patio side. You've got these huge Newell Coach windows, and we can press one button to bring all these shades up. Right now we've got them down, but typically this is your patio side, so this is where the views are going to be, and then usually your power and water hookups are going to be on the driver's side of the coach. So if you're at a nice campsite, set up here, maybe get some work done or have a meal, just a great spot to relax. Very comfortable. You can very comfortably seat 4 4 people. And then we've got that ottoman that'll slide over if you have more guests. And then outlets and USB ports on the table that will fold down flush. Every square inch gets finished out in a Newell coach, from below the window, this nice piece that matches the cabinets, and then that kind of hammered metal look above the window, and these wall panels, the sconce lights, just so many details. You'll notice the RGB lighting around the side windows of the slide room as well. And this does have a launch port tablet too, where we can control a lot of the functions in the coach, but I like having the auxiliary switches as well. Sometimes it's much easier just to press one of these buttons to put the shades up and down rather than jacking around with the panel. Just press one button and easy peasy. They all come down in sync. Extremely smooth, no binding. And I love the way that Newell matches these walls. You wouldn't realize that this is the refrigerator here, the way it just matches the face of the walls. It almost looks like it's a cabinet that's built in to be a part of this coach. And this is the GE monogram refrigerator, slide out ice tray, and then a large pull-out freezer. And we have these huge pantry space, even with all of that storage, more shelving, and this is just heavy-duty equipment here. Again, lots of pantry space, and this is a bath and a half coach. So coming into the half bathroom, we've got the bidet toilet and beautiful tile work up the side of the wall. We have different patterns, a good amount of storage here behind the head. And the AC is ducted into this half bathroom here, so I can feel that nice cool air blowing in here. And again, RGB lighting below the cabinets, below the countertop, and more storage here. And no matter what type of RV you're in, whether you're in a $2 million Newell coach or a travel trailer, we all have to use our waste tank. So I highly recommend getting a bottle of liquefied RV toilet treatment. Our good friend Matt from Matt's RV Reviews did a ton of research to create the best toilet treatment. This breaks down the waste, keeps your sensors clean, and keeps odors out of the coach. It comes in pods, tablets, or the liquid, and it's been really fun to watch Matt's journey as an entrepreneur. And it is available right now on liquefiedrv.com or Amazon, and keep an eye out for it coming to some big retail stores as well in the near future. And one of the cool things about Newell's is we have these pocket air doors. So when you want to section off your bedroom, you can just press a button, and then if for some reason one of these doors isn't functioning, there are different releases so that you can release it and manually open the doors. But having these pocket doors, you don't have doors swinging around, they're taking up less space. And then coming back into the rear suite here, again, it does not feel at all like a motorhome. And I love this beautiful Patsy-Low painting that ties in the exterior colors. You'll notice there's no cabinets above the bed, so you have all of this headroom. When you wake up in a Newell coach, it does not feel like you're in a motorhome at all. This is something cool that I forget to show off a lot of the times, but we can lift this bed up all by pressing a button. So you've got some good storage below the bed, and then that's also a perfect spot for a safe as well. Kind of a hidden compartment that I forget is here, and then you have a safe underneath that bed. A great spot to hide valuables. And then you'll notice those RGB lights glowing off the floors. And there is a little bit of gloss to the floors. I did, point out that there's no reflective surfaces, from the floors up, but you have a slight glow on the floors, keeping it bright in here. And another TV on a televator. And then we have closet space on both sides of that TV. There is hanging space or adjustable shelving. Right now there's shelving in there, but that could be easily removed. And then this can be long hanging as well if you remove all of those shelves. And then we've got that on both sides of the bed. Again, adjustable shelving, and that could be removed if you wanted to hang, dresses or race car suits. And again, very well lit. And then more storage here on both sides of the TV. but this area is not going to have storage. That's where the TV is going to be housed. But we do have another large closet in the bedroom. Some of the bedding's there right now, more hanging space. And when you add up all of these different closets, you really have a lot of hanging space around the coach. Very large, deep drawers. I mean, very rarely will you find a motor coach with a bedside drawer this big. I was so excited to come into the rear of the coach that I forgot to mention the washer and dryer here. It's got a stackable washer and dryer, and these doors will slide back to make it easy to get loads of laundry done, so you can keep that open. Plenty of storage space above your washer for laundry detergents and dryer sheets. These are very high-end GE appliances. Just looking at them, they look like they're the expensive ones when you go to Home Depot. I would expect nothing less from the folks at Newell Coach. So we've got a small step up into the large rear bathroom and still plenty of headroom. And we do have closets along the entire back of the coach. And this door will slide in as well if you're going back and forth between your two closets. And lots of accent pillows here, more drawer space. And I like the way that all of the faces of these cabinet doors and drawers are mirrors, so they act almost like full-length mirrors. And then, Newell's thinking ahead. If you're doing your hair and you want to see both sides, you can pivot those mirrors out so you're seeing both sides, and you've got mirrors behind you so you can really see all the way around and make sure you're looking good. And a very cool style on that bowl sink. And a bidet toilet, and still RGB lighting in the back of the coach. They don't hold back on all of those little details, even in the bathrooms. Plenty of spot to store some toilet paper or liquefied RV toilet treatment. Beautiful mosaic tile on the floor. You can see the glass is all in excellent condition, and plenty of height here, plenty of room in your shower. Now, I did see this coach a couple years ago when it was priced significantly more. I did do an in-depth video with JoJo, one of the technicians here at the Motorcoach Store. It is currently available for $1,444,444. I'll leave a link to the first video I did on this coach with JoJo almost 3 years ago when it was close to $1.8 million. So definitely an incredible opportunity on a coach. It's taken a lot of the big depreciation already, and it's only got 43,000 miles, and it is just a timeless spec. So if you're a serious and qualified buyer, you can contact the team at the Motorcoach Store. Their information is available at themotorcoachstore.com. Thanks to all of you that are following. We hope you're all having a great day.